All right, welcome back. We're on Daybreak. We've got a TVP, and we'll go right into the player introductions because I expect to have some pretty exciting, innovative play out of one of these players. And he is spawning in the top right, wearing that pink, representing the best race on the goddamn planet. He is Team All Inspirations, Pink Terran Canary.
Already bringing it with with that interesting play. And his opponent, down the bottom left-hand corner of Daybreak, from Team 440 Gaming, it is a yellow Protoss ColdFlame.
And he's got a barracks already in the main of ColdFlame, and Canary's going to go ahead and build a bunker right next to it as the Marine is coming out. And this is, let me check, yeah, it's not scouted at all from ColdFlame. He has no idea this is coming.
Yeah, ColdFlame has absolutely no idea at all. The bunker's going to get up. ColdFlame's, I think he scouted his main the other games, but he hasn't this time. And
let's talk. This is his first Terran opponent, so he's not scouting. Now he's going to see it.
Now he sees.
This is essentially the Terran equivalent of a cannon rush. He's already got the Marine.
Yeah.
Look at that, placed right between the bunker and the side of the thing. So he's going to go ahead and be able to, or the side of the cliff there. So he's already going to be able to bring these Marines out and kind of back into that bunker. This is a really shitty situation. We're going to see where ColdFlame can take this.
Yeah, it's going to be so difficult. ColdFlame.
He's going to get the surround of the Marine. Nobody lets him out.
Too slippery.
Holy cow.
This isn't Warcraft 3. You can't surround units like that. But, what did ColdFlame just cancel that?
Did he cancel the game?
No, that was a pylon. He got 75 minerals back from it, so it was a pylon.
Of course.
But he's trying to focus down this bunker that's building, and not successfully, and no surprise, because there's still another bunker full of Marines almost.
By the way, he's got 3 SCVs in reserve behind that barracks, so, go ahead and target down that SCV. I've got 3 in hiding. This is, like, obviously, Canary's like, hey, ace up my sleeve. I'm really good at these things. You know, you don't know what's coming for me. So all he's got on the field right now to engage this is the Mothership Core, a Zealot, and a Stalker. So we'll see, where he's able to take this.
Yeah, I mean, once the Mothership Core builds up enough energy for a photon overcharge, it doesn't completely end the push, but it certainly makes it almost over. But Canary's going to do so much damage before the Mothership Core gets to that point that I don't know if ColdFlame can survive through that. I don't think he can target down the Nexus before the Mothership Core gets enough energy for photon overcharge. But
look, even if he gets a photon overcharge off, if you're taking all of your units and you're pressuring as well, you're going to take down 2 bunkers, but then he's going to go ahead and fall back to the other bunker. Like, a photon overcharge in this situation you'd think would be enough to counter this, but it's not. Like, I have done bunker rushes to naturals before and been photon overcharge, and he's going to have enough bunkers up. Like, this is game ending from Canary. He's already got the bunkers. He's already got the SCVs in tow. Like, if you've never been in this situation, you might not know, but this is GG. This is about as GG as it gets. Like, those bunkers are infinite. Watch, photon overcharge is there. It doesn't matter. Like, he has enough bunkers. It's not going to do a thing.
Yeah, and pulling the probes like that down to 10. Oh my god, the Mothership Core done as well. Yeah, 10 SCVs left, or 10 probes left even. Canary's down at 9 SCVs, but he's still got a ton of units. He's actually going to focus down this Nexus, and GG. Okay, and we are back. First player, not doing any crazy shenanigans in this game. From Team All Inspiration, it is the Pink Terran Canary.
And his opponent spawning in the top left, making damn sure that he's not doing any craziness. Using that first scouting probe to scout pretty much all around his main, natural, and third behind that rock wall. He's down 1 game, but he's trying to bring you back in this winner's match best of 3. Representing 440 Gaming, he is your yellow Protoss player, ColdFlame.
I always kind of feel like I always kind of feel like Canary should be playing in the yellow. Because, like, Canary, yellow, yellow Canary,
yeah.
always seems to make more sense to me. But Pig's good too. Ooh, the scouting pro got an SCV kill.
Yeah, but he died, and I mean, he was used for scouting. So actually, economically, Canary should be in a bit of a lead, right? Because he wasn't sending his SCV to scout and lose all that mining time. But he's taken 2 gases, and he's gone right into building a factory. So not done with the craziness. He didn't go into a macro game, which we kind of expected. He isn't proxying the factory, which is of course one option. But he's he's gone right into 2 gases, and he's going to 2 factories actually. So right into the pressure. It looks like Hellions. This
is interesting. I have no idea. I was thinking some kind of Banshee play, Cloak Banshee, but
yeah, because of the gas.
No, that would be that's ridiculous. That would be too standard. This is Canary we're talking
You about. Did not. You underestimated Canary.
That's a mistake. But, I think a few players have done today. And
yeah, I mean, I've underestimated them. I think everyone's underestimated the just sheer. What was the word we came up with? Shenanigatious nature of our all-in friend.
Shenanigatious.
Shenanigatious. A tech lab on a factory. What?
Yeah, we're gonna see.
Is he gonna tank rush this guy?
Tanks.
He's gonna tank rush him.
2 tanks at once? Is that?
And then a reactor.
No, that's a reactor.
Reactor. So tank Hellion?
Tank Hellion, I guess.
Tank Widowmine?
It could be tank Widowmine.
Does he have enough gas?
I'm not sure which is better.
He's still making Marines.
Probably. Yeah, if he's just making Marines, he probably has enough gas. If he's not like teching or getting anything else, I reckon tank Widowmine's probably feasible. They're only like 25 gas.
I mean, let's talk about what ColdFlame's doing in response to this. He's just got, I mean, obviously he doesn't know what's going on, but he does have his second about to finish, playing really standard, chronoing out Stalkers, but he does have a Stargate, which is just about to finish, so probably some Oracle play. So if Canary chooses to leave his Marines home, which he does have, a fair bit, but he needs that magical number of 6. But we have SCVs being pulled, the Marines are coming out, as well as Siege Tank, and it's going to be Widowmines instead of Hellions, like we were earlier discussing. So maybe he leaves the Widowmine home. One Widowmine hit will kill an Oracle, but there is an Oracle on the way. So this push, 3 SCVs to repair the tank, or 4 SCVs rather, with 4 Marines. Let's see what it can do. I'm just giddy. Like, I can't even express how excited I am about this because I've just never seen play like this. To be perfectly honest,
tanks versus Protoss is always exciting. At least in this kind of early scenario, and
here it comes.
Something's crazy like this. Yeah, the SCVs are going to tank a little bit of damage in massive army supply advantage for Canary right now, and the pros being evacuated from that, which I think is absolutely the right decision. Tank can siege up and the Marines start working around the hatchery. But actually, 4 Marines, the Oracle can kill that.
But there's a Widowmine one shot, right?
Yeah, if the Widowmine burrows in time, but
Photon
Overcharge is going to force them away. But tanks outrange Photon Overcharge, right?
No.
No? Oh, okay.
Well, you have to have vision, and so at this point, he's not going to have.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's why they're not destroying those Stalkers right now.
Yeah, so there's no. Yeah, of course. So he's not going to have. We do have the Oracle of ColdFlame making his way down to the bottom. The Widowmine is going to be, there defensively, and he is going to be, putting this Widowmine in a bit of an offensive position. One-shot Stalkers, of course, takes a shit ton of damage out of the Mothership Core. But ColdFlame's Oracle now is in response to this, is coming into his main. How many kills is it going to get? Ooh, it starts going to work on those SCVs. There we go. Yeah. How many?
It's got 3 kills.
So it's got 3.
Yeah, the Widowmine's there, so it can't really move any closer.
Oh, he sees it. That's really good play from ColdFlame, actually, to see that. You just see a little bit of a divot, but he's going to go around the other side, of course, out of the range of the Widowmine. So really well played from that Oracle, getting the money's worth out of it. He's got 9 kills now, 10. But 3 siege tanks in these Widowmines. Like, how do you stop this?
I don't know. At the minute, I think ColdFlame can actually just sack his natural and hold at the top of the ramp, because that Oracle has got 16 kills. Canary's down to 11 workers right now, and ColdFlame's micro that Oracle really, really well around that Widowmine.
Yeah, so you have a fully saturated main, but versus that many siege tanks and this, Widowmines, like, you got to start producing Immortals, and he's getting an Immortal and a Void Ray out, but it's gonna be it's still gonna come down to the engagement. Like, it's still a toss-up. One Widowmine does go down.
Toss-up. Yeah, I feel like the Void Rays are going to do really, really well against this. There's only 4 Marines with this. Do 4 Marines even kill 1 Void Ray? I mean, it doesn't matter. There's the Stalkers as well. The Widowmines are the key.
Because the Observer's just now getting started. It will get chronoed out, but if those Widow Mines are able to get the connections they want, and Canary's going to push he's going to push the advantage here, or he's going to make him make a move. Like, he's going to basically say, 440 Gaming, I'm not ColdFlame, I'm not going to let you sit back and be comfortable and get your observer out and like really get he does have his observer out now, but Canary's basically saying you have to deal with this. I'm going to chill here until you come out at me.
Yeah,
that orbital or the observer in stance. Here comes the engagement.
The Oracle's coming in from the other side, so they actually get focused down by the bunker. But most of the siege tanks have been broken. There's one left firing away at the back, and the 2 Immortals are still up.
Yeah,
they're going to focus down
siege tanks.
Yeah, absolutely crushes through this. Siege tanks Immortals are so good on siege tanks, and he's now secured the high ground. It's going to be very, very difficult for Canary to move back up it. And oh my god, ColdFlame has so many workers on that base.
Yeah, we might have overhyped that a little bit, or maybe that was my bad. I was just so excited about how crazy that play was. I didn't expect siege tanks against Protoss, but for good reason, because Immortals happened to just absolutely devour them. So lesson learned for Canary on this one, maybe.
It's gonna be that's gonna be different legs to the Void as well, because Immortals won't have hardened shield anymore. But both players are starting their expansions. Canary's of course is in his base, and I think that's a good thing, because ColdFlame's moving across the map with 2 Immortals and 2 Void Rays, and it would be quite difficult. Although he doesn't have any detection with this. The observer got killed by splash from a Widow Mine, so it's only just come back up. And
yeah, he does have another one, but of course it's not with the army. So ColdFlame essentially going to push in here with his little army and see if he can get anything done. Does eventually get rid of that Widow Mine. Now he's got, of course, the 2 Immortal, 2 Void Rays. They're going to be poking around. But we saw earlier, ColdFlame knows what that little Widow Mine hump looks like. And so he's positioning these Void Rays perfectly away from the range of that Widow Mine. Like, that's really good next level control to stay away from that, because that's how he was able to keep his Oracle alive last in that little engagement, is he was able to see the Widow Mine hump and just completely nullify it by chilling outside of its range.
Yeah, it is that little telltale patch of dirt. I think it's quite easy to see on Acheron Wastes personally as well. I'm used to spotting them on creep, so I guess anything that's not creep is really nice and easy. But yeah, really nice positioning as well from ColdFlame. Just micro positioning of his units. We saw it earlier, as you mentioned, with Oracle, and then again with those Void Rays and Immortal managing to pick off a supply depot. So I like it when players of all levels try and make their units work for them, because ColdFlame has these units that are left over from his defense, and if they just stand there sitting at home, they're not going to get anything. So he moves them out on the map, and sure, he only gets a supply depot, but it's something, and that's cool to see.
What's the day 9 saying? Like, if you're going to build it, do something with it. Don't just let it sit there. So was that day 9?
I haven't heard it, but I like it.
Yeah. So of course, yeah. If you build something, go use it. Don't just chill with it. I mean, for defense especially, okay, I've held, say, I make Marauders, okay, I held the Roach push, or I held this or whatever, now go ahead and do some damage of your own. Take advantage of that. And we did see ColdFlame, if anything, of course, getting the supply depot, also holding Canary from taking his second, or his natural rather, a little sooner than he would have probably liked.
It's Phoenix Colossus. ColdFlame's going Phoenix Colossus.
That's exactly
I'm so happy.
what you wanted to see, I guess.
Oh, it is. I love Phoenix Colossus so much, but I actually don't think it's the right thing to do in this case, because Canary is going for the kind of weird mech versus Protoss thing. He's got 3 factories. There are more Widow Mines than your body has a room for, and if there's one thing that Phoenix's bodies do not have very much room for, it's Widow Mines.
You're telling me Phoenix don't like to go against Widow Mines? What?
I am very.
What?
I'm very telling you that. I think they probably like it even less than Mutas, because once you take like 1 or 2 Widow Mines, ColdFlame's too good for that. Yeah. What are you talking about?
Yeah, ColdFlame knows what's up. I'm sorry to doubt you again, ColdFlame.
Ooh.
But this is the good thing from. So we were talking about this mech composition matchup versus the standard Protoss build. To be fair, Phoenix and Colossi, if they run into a massive siege tanks and Widow Mines, it's not really going to favor them. But if they kite around a little bit and do that dancing and lifting like they have been doing, it might work in their favor, as 3 Hellion hit squad, or 4 rather, runs into ColdFlame's natural to try and get some damage done. Not really soaking up too many probe kills.
Yeah, not a huge number, but just keeping the pressure on. And there's the Phoenixes moving across the map. Ooh, ColdFlame's moving out to take a 3rd. Canary Doesn't quite see it with his scouting barracks, but oh my god, it's actually just out of range of that assimilator as well. So Canary's going to have to move that in a little bit if he wants to.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate. I don't think he realizes it. Otherwise, obviously, he would. But, you know, the range on that barracks just out. Now he sees it. Now he knows what he's up against. So the response from Canary, he's obviously behind. He knows he's behind. He's probably been in this situation before, just to guess. But he's probably, you know, he knows what's up. He has to kind of make a play. And that play can come from, numerous ways. Of course, he does have his... third command center on the way, so it is actually similarly timed to Canary's. If he gets it finished and lifted, they're actually going to be similar in terms of having their bases, whether it's established or not, whether it's saturated or not, whether he can defend it or not. Those are all the questions that remain to be seen as ColdFlame pushes out with one of the weirdest unit compositions I think I've seen in a long time versus Terran, which is a Phoenix, Stalker, Immortal, Colossi, Void Ray composition, and he's going to see if he can do some damage here. I'm definitely guessing it's not going to be a poking and prodding because he's bringing the big home run hitting units, the Colossi, along with it.
Yeah, of course we've been talking about how Canary brings all these crazy builds. Oh no,
Widow Mines are going to take out these Phoenix. They're really down in health. I don't think they got any kills, but really the shields, where are they?
Yeah, the shields are all gone, the hull's all gone. Of course, a Widow Mine hit will always kill a Phoenix. Because of the primary damage, but the splash damage, almost killed a lot of those Phoenixes on very low health. And Canary's trying to take his third base as well. As I was saying, we've been hyping up how crazy Canary plays the whole time, but ColdFlame's actually showed that he plays very non-standard as well, so that's pretty cool. There's no Widow Mines here, says ColdFlame as he moves in.
Like, do you even lift, bro? Like, he's going to lift all these. Oh, and he's going to snipe the Raven, too, so that's a PTD, nice. At least. That's pretty big. As the Colossi coming in and zaps some of these Hellbats. And he's lifted siege tanks. Like, this is really, really good play from ColdFlame. Utilizing his resources and his units to the best of their ability. Phoenixes are lifting. He's pulling the army left and right. And against, Canary's mech army, that's really what we want to do. The Voiders are going to come in and absolutely decimate these tanks.
Yeah, there's barely any anti-air here from Kit.
All right, welcome back. We are on the Purple Wasteland that is Cloud Kingdom for the Game 3 of our Winners Match Series here in Group E for the Challenger season. We're going to go ahead and get right into the player introductions, and spawning in the bottom left corner, the man born of macaroni and, well, actually cheese. He is Team All Inspirations Purple Terran player, Canary.
And over the other side of the map, in the top right-hand corner of Cloud Kingdom, making a little bit of a Reap War, which is a very good idea. It is a yellow Protoss player from 440 Gaming, ColdFlame.
All right, what the hell is Canary doing?
I really don't know. It involves Reapers though.
Yeah, and then he's got another. He's got another barracks down there in the bottom right of the map. Like what? What is it doing there?
It's just in a sort of like slightly hidden location, so that this scout from ColdFlame isn't going to see two barracks. It's going to see relatively standard-looking play, like a pretty normal sort of Reaper expand, except it's not, because there's this extra barracks over here.
There's another Reaper coming out.
Yeah.
There's two more Reapers coming out. He's mass Reapering.
Yeah,
a TVP.
Yeah, mass Reapering in TVP, because the man has no limits.
Some people just want to watch the world burn. That is Canary. Coming in with this Reaper, though, the first one of soon-to-be 3. I'm going to go ahead and start working on the Zealot. They actually take a little bit to work on Zealots, and they actually don't do well versus Stalkers at all, so he's going to go ahead and pull out. I'm going to go ahead and be a little critical, because if we're casters, we're allowed to cast our opinions as well. I think this is a really bad move from Canary. I don't think this is going to work at all. I think this is a terrible decision. And all of that being said, I'm still super excited and would highly encourage any of this behavior from any further of our tournament participators. So, like, the more exciting the game, the better. As these 3 Reapers are actually going to dodge around. Okay, now they're coming down. And they're going to go to war with the Zealot and the Stalker. But the Mothership Core is already out, and he's still producing Reapers. So not really. Like, where'd he go from here?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think those Reapers were a little bit indecisive, and from here, there's not that much he can do unless he gets up that big Reaper count that can run around and start one-shotting probes. And how many has he got in the minute? 5. He's 1 Reaper off being able to one-shot probes, and when he gets there, then he can actually start running in and darting in a bit more, I think.
Yeah, he does have 3 more, of course, in the production line, and he's going to be able to micro these guys for days. We do have a Twilight Council on the way for ColdFlame, so Blink is an appropriate response to Mass Reaper because you can get right in on top of those Reapers with Stalkers. He doesn't have Blink coming just yet. There it is. That's what I expected to be coming out, and of course, more gateways added on. So I think ColdFlame right now was expecting Canary to throw something his way, and he was just waiting on what it was. And now that he sees that it's Mass Reaper, he's probably like, you know what, I'm okay with this. But the Reapers do come in here and start getting to work on 1 Stalker. They do take down 1 Stalker and micro back. He's going to lose 1 Reaper, but now he's going to go ahead and start working on this Stalker, and he might get it. But more Stalkers warped in, and this is looking pretty rough.
Yeah, it's looking pretty rough for Canary. All the warp gates are up for ColdFlame. The Sim City as well is really, really good. He's got a ton of Reaper walls in the back of his mineral line, so the Reapers can't use their ability or abuse their ability to run around the back of the mineral line. If they want to go around that next, they have to go through it, and they're going to jump in again. They are actually going to pick off a Stalker here, which is pretty nice, but losing a Reaper for it.
He has to go.
Can they win this fight? Are they going to kill these Stalkers?
Yeah, he's going to win this fight, but he's not going to win the battle. He's going to win the battle, not the war. He's going to rob Stark, essentially, is what's going on here.
Yeah.
Sorry for those of you who haven't seen Season 3. More Stalkers are going to warp in. We do have a little bit of lag coming through, but these Stalkers are finally going to get on top of these units. And you know what? There's 5 Reapers on the way, but Blink is about to finish up. There's not much more Canary can do besides keep putting in Reapers, and it's like, well, that's pretty much all you can do at this point. There's not much really else. And Mothership Core is on the other side of the map. It can recall and then Photon Overcharge. I think it has enough energy for that. But regardless, these Stalkers are enough. Blink is just about to finish and looking really rough.
Yeah, the reinforcement rates for the Stalkers is just so much better, especially with Defender's advantage.
Yeah.
That the Reapers just after this point aren't really going to be able to do anything from now on. The Reapers are unlikely to kill a Stalker unless it's that one which has 2 health. The Mothership Core, as you mentioned, has tons of energy. It can easily be Photon Overcharging all over the place. Blink's finished, and now, ColdFlame has to stay at home for a little while longer because the threat of these Reapers running in is a bit too much. But oh my god, if all these Reapers die here,
he's going to cut them all.
The threat of the Reapers running in suddenly does not exist anymore.
Yeah,
because they'll be dead.
And then once that's gone, like you said, you've got a bunch of Blink Stalkers that are just going to kind of take a nice little Sunday stroll across. Because if you look back home, he's got a lot of barracks and he's got another command center on the way, but nothing that resembles any sort of Blink Stalker all-in hold. And so I would like to think that ColdFlame wasn't going to Blink Stalker all-in, but he was forced. His hand was forced because he's having to deal with this Canary nonsense that he's dealing with. But in come the Stalkers. He's going to even lower the depots for him just as a nice little welcome home mat. And pulling the SCVs, but these Stalkers are going to essentially blink for days. Actually, they're getting a little bit stranded. He lost 1 Stalker a little needlessly, but now he's going to start doing the Blink micro. And with a good player with Blink Stalkers, you can do this all day. Like, there's really no problems here. The only issue is there isn't a forward pylon just yet, and so his reinforcements are going to have to waddle across the entire map to get there. But these are a lot of Stalkers.
Yeah, that's true. And with no Mothership Core, he doesn't have the high ground vision without walking up that ramp, which is another bit of thing. He does take down the Marauder. That's some really nice focus fire there. So a lot of the damage that these Stalkers were taking is now gone. And good Blink micro. Good focus fire from Canary, though, means that he's actually focus firing some of the lower health ones. And it's actually trading rather than just Blink Stalkers just killing things.
I mean, I'm looking at the supply right now, and Canary's got an advantage, and he's going to hold this. And he also already has his second orbital up. He hasn't lost any workers. He's oversaturated his main mineral line. He's going to be able to transfer as soon as he lands that. He already has some production facilities. Did he just make a Reaper push at semi-work? I'm going to go ahead and say semi.
I don't know about the Reaper push. He certainly held that after the Reaper push, and I think that's really impressive. ColdFlame didn't commit too much to it, so I guess it's not a huge surprise when you're just sort of holding one base blink. But yeah, that was.
I'm surprised. I'm a little surprised. I'm going to go ahead and admit I thought that that those stalkers were going to be able to outstay their welcome and just walk up and GG. But Canary had other ideas, and of course, like you said, was able to target down the weaker stalkers. Of course, we have a dark shrine and a robotics bait on the way for ColdFlame, so he's going to go ahead and get a little innovative on his own. But since he's doing that, we already have our 2 engineering bays up for Canary, and he's got a supply advantage, and he's got a worker lead especially. So, with an established second, Marauders play, scanning for observers outside of his natural, going to shoo those away. Advantage Canary, game, at least for the first, it's 15 love. He aced the first serve, as it were. I think Canary obviously held, or rather, ColdFlame obviously held the Reaper Rush, but in the end, it turns out that that's not what Canary's, if he ends the game off a Reaper Rush, so be it against Protoss. But in the end, I think Canary knew the entire time, I'm going to be building back home, and you're going to be a little surprised to find out that I've got a little bit more than just, tricks up my sleeve. He's pushing out with a big Bioforce here, and it's not much by way of units that can hold this off.
Yeah, and Stim's done for these units as well. The Colossus coming out is going to help an enormous amount of this, because once the Marine Stim, I believe they got one shot by Colossi. Actually, no, I think the Colossus has to have +1 for that. No, ColdFlame doesn't have any upgrades. Okay, so
they've got a little bit more staying power, and plus, if you have Marauders, like good work, with one Colossus or 2 Colossus versus Marauders, like it's just not going to cut it. And he's going to go ahead and preemptively hit this Photon Overcharge just because he knows this army's too big.
Yeah, he will need that Photon Overcharge to hold it, and he's going to start pushing forwards and trying to pull this Bio into the Photon Overcharge. But
I don't think this is a good idea.
Straight forwards and trying to focus down the Colossus, but he gets right on top of this Bio. The Colossus falls down, and yeah, the Zealot's coming in from the back. They're actually going to hold this Bio with the Photon Overcharge, and I think he is going to hold it. But
so close, but he lost all of his gas-intensive units, and Canary can rebuild those units almost instantly. There's a Dark Templar in the main that we missed that absolutely went to work on the mineral lines. A lot of units lost, and if we look at the resources lost, Terran player Canary has lost a substantially more amount of units, 97 to 30, actually, and a lot of SCVs were lost in that SCV or the DT rush. So, now it's looking of advantage ColdFlame based on that DT rush, but without that, I think that bio push was really good. Just now, Canary's realizing he's in a little bit of a pickle now.
Yeah, 31 SCVs lost during this game. I don't think all against that DT, but that is a lot of damage taken. Canary was in a really great position, and now having not really done that much damage. I mean, he killed a Colossus, but not really done that much damage with the push out, and having taken quite a lot of damage to just a couple of DTs back at home. Canary's not looking in such a great position.
Yeah, and a good note from one of the people in Twitch chat there said, don't push out without Medivacs. And though he was able to essentially trade, Colossus, 2 Immortals and Stalkers for what was basically just bio. In the end, if you don't have the staying power of the Medivacs, you're just gonna trade, and that's pretty much all you can hope for doing. Like, even if you get the Nexus or get a lot of workers, you're still gonna end up losing your bio if you stem. And so, apart from the DTs, he still would have been in a little bit of a rough position. Now we have ColdFlame pushing out with 3 Archons, 2 Colossus, and a bunch of Zealots, and we all know this feel as Terran. Like, what's coming. It's he does have bunkers up in the natural, so we're gonna see if it can hold this, or rather just one bunker up. But we're gonna see if he's able to hold this. He does have a couple of Vikings out, and now we have this army just chilling outside, just waiting, taking its sweet time. But now it's gonna push in, and in come the Zealots. Vikings starting to get to work, but it's only 2 of them. Zealots getting right on top of the bio, but they're almost gone. But the Archons putting out a lot of the area effect damage. One Colossus is just about to go down, but this engagement's going, where does it go from here? The bio is actually holding decently. Now it's just Stalkers versus Marauders and Marines, and those Stalkers need to go home, son. So, actually, Canary, that engagement going heavily in his favor. Jesus Christ, this game has just gone again, another completely different way, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Those Colossi didn't have range, which makes they were much closer to the bio and could, well, where they were taking damage from it. Normally, your Colossi really aren't going to take any damage from bio unless you're being flanked or something. It's just the Vikings, but without that range, Colossi are the same range as Marauders, so...
Yeah, really key in that engagement. Not having extended thermal lance huge for, those Colossi are basically worthless against Marauders at that point. And another point to make is that the Zealots did not even have upgrade armor, level 1, so they were getting essentially mowed down. Generally, you want your Zealots to have a lot more staying power. Essentially, you want your Zealots to become mini immortals in the end when they're, +2 and +3. That seems like they never die, and you have to kite for 3 hours before you can work on the big gas units. But, no +1 in the armor is going to mean that those Zealots were pretty much gone right at the beginning of the fight, meaning Canary can focus on Colossi and Archons. Yeah,
absolutely. And now Canary's moving across the map again with another big scary bioforce, 60 army spike to 33. And ColdFlame actually doesn't even have any Colossi back up to deal with this. This is really scary for him. If he tries to defend at his third, I think that's it. He can't. There's no way he can do that.
It's telling that Canary is scouting with his factory and is still pushing out. Like he sees the DT in the army, especially with that scan. Now he's going to stem up this ramp. Like he knows exactly what he's up against, and he's still pushing in. Like he doesn't care at all. Charge lots are coming in. There is a DT getting a little trapped behind. Time warp does go down. Now this might be Canary overextending himself a little bit, but the bio forces are getting the best of the return. DT's still in there. Now he scans. He knows the DT's there. He's going to go ahead and target them down. And now it's bio with medevacs against stalkers, and it's not going to cut it. Canary taking a 30 supply lead, looking to take game 3 in a very convincing fashion.
Yeah, not much energy on those medevacs, but I don't think it even matters. Bio just pushes out so much damage. It's even going to catch off that Immortal with the concussive shells. So easy to chase units down. DTs, there's scans. I'm telling.
Yeah, it's a really good thing he saved those scan injuries. Sometimes you think, I'm going to go home. End up going to save this Bioforce. He put out a lot of damage, and that was enough. He didn't even have to take out as many probes. His reinforcements are already across the map, ready to stem. A little bit of energy on these medevacs, and in he comes. It's a second attack, and it's just streaming across the map. There's a big train of purple. There's the GG called. Canary taking it 2 games to 1 on Cloud Kingdom.